Do I need to click go live? Is this a thing? Okay, well. Yeah, I guess I wasn't live, so now we're live. Great. Sure. Maybe I start over? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm such a noob at all this, but I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the live stream. I don't really want to take up any more time just doing stupid stuff, so I'm just going to jump right into my thoughts. This is almost 3 weeks of thoughts that I've had, so let's not. I mean, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Hold on one more second. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. All right, well, so we're jumping right into it. A lot of these thoughts also don't really matter anymore. Things have changed, and I've made changes and all sorts of stuff. So, I just want to make sure. There we go. I mean, we're live. 2 people watching. Hello, great to have you. Cool. Let's get into it. All right, so logbook or quarterly or yearly review and summation. So I mentioned on a previous live stream, I think, and I also wrote a blog post about this. Every day at the end of the day, I try to, and every day except for yesterday, I didn't get around to it, but I try to write down the highlight of the day, work related. So like what is the main thing that I got done that's moving the bar and moving the company forward. And so I do that at the end of every day. It's just like a sentence or so. I share it on LinkedIn, and then I also put it into a logbook on my website. So for those of you who didn't know that. And the idea of this thought is at the end of each quarter or year, I kind of want to go back through, probably at the end of each month, and then at the end of each quarter, and then at the end of each year. Go back through my logs and sort of write up a little summation of the biggest things that I got done for that month, quarter, year. And come on, dude. Month, quarter, year. And I just want to be able to look back and see like what were the biggest things that I was able to achieve through that, and what's moving that needle, I guess people say, what's moving the needle. So again, I'm messing with bitrate here. Okay, done. Apply. Okay, the stream health is excellent. That's what I like to see. Good. Great. We're good. All right. Saying too much. I say too much, way too much on these live streams. I say them in videos and stuff too, so call me out on them. Let me know when I say them. Someone count up how many times I say them in a video, and I'm going to try to pause and collect my thoughts instead of saying I learned in public speaking in college that we say because we're trying to fill space that we think is silent, but it's like a microsecond. It's not noticeable, so we go because we think we need to fill the space with talking. So I need to stop saying so much. Make content that will invoke comments that I want to reply to. I don't like replying to music comments and well done comments. I also don't like replying to comments about product reviews. Apparently YouTube's struggling, so whatever. I'll have this is being recorded as well on my computer, so I'll re-upload it. So I started YouTube in 2009, and it was a music channel, and I loved getting great job comments on videos and stuff, and I would always just reply to all of them, just thank you, wow, thanks so much, that means a lot, thanks for watching. But there's only so many ways that you can say thank you. So that was like the big thing is like it just gets boring and monotonous, and it's like I appreciate people commenting, and I was trying to reply to everything, but it just got it's not the type of comments that I want to be receiving. It sounds like I'm ungrateful. I am grateful for everyone watching and commenting. My point is, I want to make content that invokes questions or discussion, or something where someone asks more of a question or gives their thought or opinion on a subject, where my response to that is, wow, that's a good point. What do you think about this? That's the type of stuff that I want to be invoking in you all, the viewers. So I want to be making content that does that. It starts discussions, not just look at me and say how great I am. And that's the whole thing with music. I mean, unless you're getting into like why a song was written or something, there's not much discussion to be had. It's just a performance. And then comments about product reviews. I thought about this too. If I ever do like a sponsor, it's interesting that I then have to take the time after I, make a review of, let's say like the lawnmower review I did. It wasn't sponsored. I just bought the lawnmower. I was super excited about it. So I made the video. People really loved that video, the Cobalt. So say Cobalt had actually reached out and asked me to make the video and, discuss my thoughts and opinions. I've had a lot of questions about the mower on that video. Like, hey, how long does the battery last? Or do I need to buy 2 batteries? Things like that. And it's fine. They want to hear my opinion, I suppose. But I think also they just want their question answered. It doesn't really matter who answers it. So I thought it'd be interesting if like maybe a week or 2 after like a sponsored, and anyone could do this. I think any YouTuber should factor this into their their contract for a sponsorship or whatever it might be. But for 2 weeks after the video is published, give the company, access to reply to comments on your channel. Or just say, hey, live in the comment section, and you as your company YouTube page channel, you respond to these comments that are just more objective, like how long does the battery last? I don't need to do that. I understand people wanting to hear my opinion about something, but I think just how long does the battery last, in my opinion, stuff like that just doesn't matter. So I don't know. That was just a thought I had. I don't even know how that would work, or like the fundamentals or legality of all that, but just a thought. Not every hobby has to be a business venture. Is this the entrepreneur in me, or a deeper problem with the way I was raised? I just wrote a blog post about this. Yeah, so I have this bad knack for getting excited about a new service, a new product, a business venture idea. The best example I have is I fixed up an old bike that my neighbor gave me, and I loved it. The bike turned out really well. I transformed it from a hardtail mountain bike to like a road bike, or like a commuter bike. It was just like a single gear. But I love the process so much that I immediately was like, how do I turn this into a business? Like how do I open a bike repair shop or something? And I do that with everything. I immediately start thinking, how can I do this for a living and make money doing it? And not everything needs to be a business, and I know that. I think it's just the way that I try and justify being so obsessed with a topic. So it's like, I was very unhealthily obsessed with repairing that bike, and I shouldn't have been. But for me, it was like, yeah, but if it can make money, then it's worth it. But it's not. It was taking so much time away from Maria, and I think this was before baby girl. Yeah. But not good. And again, I guess the thought here is it just my entrepreneurial mind? Like I'm constantly trying to think up new ways of making money, or is it the way I was raised? And what I mean by that is my parents are awesome, and they're super supportive, and anything I got into as a child that I took pride in, they took pride in. Like I remember I started writing a couple kids novels when I was in like middle school, and they were like, this is awesome, finish it, good, that's a great first chapter, write the whole thing. And they were always very supportive in that aspect. And I think maybe it got me in the mindset of like, if something is good enough, then do it all the way. Which I think there's something to be learned from that too, finishing something that you started. Of course, that's great, but the idea ingrained in my brain that anything I start is great and can and should be turned into a business or an opportunity. I don't know. I have a couple different thoughts about that, so that's just, it's interesting. I think it sort of shaped the way. That mixed with me growing up sort of by myself, and I don't mean that like my family was there for me, and I have an older sister and we would play and stuff sometimes, but she was older than me. We had different interests. We lived about 30 minutes away from any of my friends, so a lot of times I was just playing by myself and creating things in my own time. I think it shaped as a big discussion. I'm not scarred by it. I think it's great. I just think it shaped me in a certain interesting way. So I don't know. Too much content ingestion. Yeah, I tend to think that I don't consume a lot of content, as far as like I don't really like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok as much as a lot of, like, some people will just sit on TikTok for hours and hours, and I know it's easy to do, and I've done it. Maybe not for hours, but yeah, it's addicting and it's entertaining. But my big thing is YouTube and trying to get better as a human being and work on myself and work on my videos and work on marketing, and I'm just constantly being bombarded on my own. Like I'm not saying like it's just happening to me, like I am seeking out these videos and things, but it's so many different opinions, so many of the same opinions over and over again, and it's a little too much. I got overwhelmed the other day, and I had some thoughts about that I will get into in a second. But so here's another one. Throughout my life, I've loved YouTube. Again, I started in 2009, and in college I found the daily vlogger sort of movement. Ben Brown was my all-time favorite. Don't like him so much nowadays, but he's doing his own thing, whatever. Yeah, obviously Casey Neistat, Fun for Louie. There's a few that I really enjoyed. But so I would love vlogging certain trips and things, but every time I would get excited to vlog again, I would make a new channel because I thought it was like a new idea. And so I had all these like vlogging channels that were very slightly different, and they're all over YouTube. And so what I was planning on doing when I wrote this, and what I did, is I took all the videos on those channels, which there aren't a lot. There's like between 20 and 50. I think one channel has a little bit over 50, one channel had 20 something. And I just took all the videos, put them into one mega vlog, and then re-uploaded them to my Spencer Scott Pugh vlogs, which is where all vlogs in the future are gonna live and exist. And so those are like hour-long vlogs, hours and hours long vlogs of those specific time periods in my life. So if you want to check out what I was like when I was touring around with my band, or what our first album being recorded was like in Bethesda, Maryland, go check out Spencer Scott Pugh vlogs. Those are on there. I vlogged when my baby was born on my main channel, which lost me hundreds of subscribers, but that's okay. That is on there as a mega vlog, so feel free to check that out. And yeah, so that's where vlogs are going to be. And it'll be good for me to have one single place that I can look back on my life and my times vlogging and see all that, because watching vlogs back is so much fun. It's like it's honestly more for me and my wife and my friends who are in the vlogs than anyone on the internet, but it's out there if you want to watch it. So make content that makes other creators think they can make it. Yeah, so I think playing into my mindset of like, hey, I can restore a bike and make a company out of it. I just want to check the stream. Hey, got 2 people watching. Hey, if you can hear me, let me know in the comments, in the chat. If the music's too loud, let me know. If it all sounds great, let me know. Man, that's really choppy. Well, I'm sorry it's choppy. Maybe just put it on the background and listen. I think the audio sounds pretty good. So there's that. I don't know why it's so choppy. Can't really figure that out. What time is it? 7:48, so it looks like the stream is good. It's just kind of choppy. Again, I have no idea how all this works. I can't change the latency, anything like that, so whatever. It is what it is. Feel free to listen. Again, I'm recording this, which I'll upload later, so. All right, yeah, make content that other creators think they can make. So I think something that happens to me is like I'll watch someone, right? I've been taking a really deep obsessive dive into Craig Adams. He's like the one YouTuber right now that I get excited for him to upload. I also removed a lot of my subscriptions to YouTubers, so I don't have as many now. So whenever he posts something, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, his videos, the videos that get me most excited about YouTube are the ones that I'm like, hey, he has a cool formula. I feel like I could do that, right? And I think that that's what happens to a lot of young YouTubers is they watch their heroes or their inspirations and they say, I might not be able to do it as good as him, but I think I could do that too. And that's cool. Like I want my content to inspire someone to say, oh, his setup's actually kind of simple. Like I could do that, right? So that was my thought there. Like I want to do that for other people as my inspirations have done for me. Yeah, here's the thing. YouTube videos that are shorter aren't as enticing. I think the YouTube mindset is I'm going to be sitting here for a while. What is a video that can hold my attention for the next 10 plus minutes? People don't usually go to YouTube to watch 15 to 60 second videos. I think that's why I love YouTube so much. It's not so fleeting. Yeah, so YouTube released their shorts, right? YouTube shorts, and they're competing with TikTok. They're competing with Reels, whatever. Sometimes I watch them, and it's the same amount of addicting as TikTok. There's a place for it, but I don't know. Personally, I use YouTube for what I just said. Like two ways to use YouTube. One is I want to be entertained for an extended period of time. Like I'm washing the dishes, or using the bathroom, or I just have some time, 30 minutes, lunch, whatever, to watch a longer video. And I like that. I prefer that more than like Instagram stories or TikTok or whatever. Second way I use YouTube is looking up how to do something. So how to make my live streams less choppy, which right now it's terrible, and I'm guessing that's chalked up to an internet problem. It says the stream is excellent, but I'm seeing right now that it's so choppy. So I apologize again for that. But if I want to look that up, I look up YouTube. And for me, at that point, I want the quickest fix to my solution. Like I'm in the middle of something trying to figure it out. So like I don't want a 20-minute video on how to make your video less choppy, unless that's what it takes, which I understand that too. But I get frustrated when they're like, hey, welcome. Today we're gonna talk. I'm like, dude, and I'm skipping around. I'm probably missing things. So those are the two ways you use YouTube. But more so than anything, it's to be entertained in that long form context. So I don't know. I don't know if shorts are gonna last on YouTube. I think they could make them last. Probably. Man. Why is it so bad? I wonder if like I want it to be good for you guys, like when I'm live streaming. I mean, there aren't many people watching now anyway. Did I just end the stream? I don't even know what's going on. Just checking into this. I'll start talking about this next point, even if the stream just ended. Man, I really gotta figure this stuff out. All right, what is the point of temporary content? This is a sore point for me. Yeah, so this kind of goes into what I just talked about. Temporary content. Yeah, when YouTube, no, not YouTube, when Snapchat first came around. Of course, when it first came around, it was like, there's like one reason why people were using Snapchat, in my opinion. And that's how it was like marketed to me from my friends. It's like, you can send a picture and then it goes away, so you can send whatever you want, kind of thing. It was just like a gross, like, honestly, sexting thing. But then, like, it became an actual platform, right? And yeah, I have a big problem. Like, we're only here on Earth for a finite time. I want to create things that can last at least as long as I'm here, and maybe beyond after I'm gone. And obviously, at some point, all of it's gone, right? I don't know what this means. My stream status is poor. YouTube is not receiving enough video. I don't know what that means, man. It's not receiving enough video. OBS is saying, oh, encoding overload. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoder. Okay, let's look at it. Shall we? Like, maybe we won't do 9,000. Maybe we'll find the sweet spot in 7,500. I mean, it's a live stream. We're hanging out. We're having fun. And turning down video settings. We're figuring stuff out together. What's Maria sending me? Something cool. Trying to figure it out, right? Faster encoder. Video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change video settings. I don't know. It says the stream's healthy. So there's that. Let's go to advanced, maybe. Sorry, y'all. I just want this to be the best it can be for you. Encoder H.264. We're at 1080p. Keyframe interval. Maybe we turn this down. No, CPU usage. I mean, my CPU, it's at 81%. I guess we're getting dropped frames, so maybe we could move it down to like fast. See if that helps. I'm doing 60 frames. Man, I don't know what I'm doing on here. I'm just trying to create content. Sure. There's our video bit rate and recording. Keyframe interval. You know, I don't know. We're just gonna deal with it. I think. We're just gonna deal with it. Yep. All right. Whatever. It's fine. Again, I'll re-upload this. I'm gonna stop worrying about it now. What's the point of temporary content? Yeah, and I heard about this painter one time who paints a picture and then lights it on fire when he's done. I don't get it. I get no one's ever done it, and it's an art, and there's probably something to be said for the fleeting nature of society, or I don't know. But for me, I don't like stories. And I know that stories and Snapchats, I guess Snapchat, I don't know, came out with like ways of saving your stories, and they don't just disappear now, which is funny because that was the whole point. I don't know. I don't like the idea of temporary content. I want to make stuff that helps people forever, entertains people forever, people can get value out of forever. So, by the way, Ember Mug keeps your coffee warm. It's pretty dope. Not sponsored, of course. I left Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, I kind of came back to Instagram to post one picture of my daughter that I took of her on vacation. Still, I just don't enjoy consuming Instagram content. I unfollowed a ton of people, mostly like brand accounts and content creators that I just don't really care about. And also just like acquaintances and things that I don't need to see their life. I'm still following a lot of my good friends, and honestly, I thought about unfollowing them but here's the caveat, I guess. If I was going to unfollow them, then I would need to like call them every week or every month and say like, hey, how's your life? Like it's easy on social media now to be like, oh, Michael, my friend Mike went on a trip somewhere and it looked really fun. But like, he doesn't know that I saw that and what my thoughts are. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on these topics, and honestly, I've got a lot of notes here, so I'm trying to get through them. But this is something I've thought about a lot. Like, what makes you a good friend? Following someone and not unfollowing them, or literally following up with them and calling them and being intentional about that? So, I don't know. Something I've thought about. And I don't know where I am yet. Honestly, I know deep down the best thing you can do is get off of social media and then call the people you love regularly and check in on them and be there. But I gotta figure that out for myself and just do better. Oh, what is the best ratio between travel time and vacation time? Have I talked about a lot of this? I feel like I've talked about a lot of this before. Whatever. Marie and I actually got in a fight about this. I don't even remember what the fight is now, but it's just funny that it's still in here. The idea was like, if you're going to go on a trip, what's the ratio between how far away the destination is and how long you should stay there to make that travel worth it? Like the idea of driving 6 hours to the beach for one day and then driving 6 hours back, that's 2 days spent traveling, 1 day there. And I feel like that's not good. Like, I think the cool thing about the beach is, yeah, you have to travel 6-8 hours, but then you're usually there for a week. I'd say a week is the average, like, vacation time for an American. I don't know. It's what I've done my whole life, right? We go to the beach once a year and we're there for a week. So you spend a day traveling and a day traveling back, but then you have 6-7 days there chilling. And so my thought was like, if I ever went to like Italy or somewhere like hours and hours away where it could take a day and a half to 2 days to really travel somewhere, like I would want to stay there for 2 weeks to a month, like almost live there for a time period. I think there's also like, you would get more out of it. Like you sort of, it's probably not long enough to really sort of assimilate with the culture, or whatever, but I don't know. I think it would be like, that's what I would want to do somehow, some way, shape or form. Maria keeps us on track. I need to do better. Maria is the backbone of our family as far as things getting done, schedules, things like that. It's my job, honestly, to do that, and I don't. And we've found a good dynamic with her doing it, but I gotta step up. And I'm not a perfect human. Nobody is, but I just had that thought. It's something I keep coming back to and keep thinking about, and it's just, I gotta find a system or just some way of doing it, because it's not great. It's interesting to me that on every platform where a decision can be made publicly, so I'm talking social media, I'm talking literally anywhere on the internet or anywhere in general where a decision can be made publicly, even if that decision is yes or no, there is room for creativity and an audience to form. An example of this, right, is creating, I came across a Spotify account that it's got aesthetic and there's like a theme to it. So someone made a Spotify account and they share these funny playlists of music that's like, it's really funny. It's like, you're a medieval villain plotting how to take down his foe or something, and the music's like medieval sounding, and it's like crazy like crescendos and stuff. I don't know, but all the playlists are like that. They have like a cover for the album that's just like a medieval painting or something, and like it's Spotify. Like it's a place where you listen to music and then other people can see what you're listening to, but someone has made it a platform, right, for people to follow them. And it's just interesting. I think like it just shows that it's never too late to hop on a platform and create an audience. It's never too late to join YouTube. It's never too late to join TikTok. It's never too late to join Spotify and grow a following there. It's just interesting. I think, obviously I think about this a lot, the fact that creativity is almost more fun and more beneficial the more constraints you have, because you're forced to think creatively with limitations, and your limitations make you, which is cool too. So I don't know, I love that. With content and anything really, documenting the journey starts with finding that thing and then getting better and better at that thing once it's established. Think about hiking and getting not only better at hiking physically, but also cutting down on the weight of what you bring with you, and like planning correctly, getting better at the planning, or how you're treating the environment while you're hiking, things like that. So you can document any step of what you're doing, and it's content, and it's something that someone needs to know or wants to know or has been searching for someone to look up to. So I mean, shoot, man, any industry, if you're able to document your process, there's someone out there, or most likely there's billions of people on the earth. There's a larger group of people out there who are interested in watching you figure things out so that they can get a head start on the game or can be encouraged with their journey, right? So document your journey and be nice to the people who are interested, and you'll get a following and be helpful. You'll provide value. It's cool. And I think that's one of those things that's easier said than done, right? Yeah, it makes sense, sure, but how do I film everything I'm doing, right? And that's where you got to be creative. It's where you got to find ways of doing things to make that easier, whatever that might be. Whether you're Gary Vee and you have people follow you around with the camera all day, whether you just use your cell phone and say, hey, another day at the office, but look at the things that I've learned today, or I found value in this, maybe you will too, whatever it might be. I love it. All right, so I've always taken some of these notes I took on a walk. I've always taken deep dives into individual artists or creators. I'll spend an obsessive amount of time researching or listening to or watching a specific creator, and then at some point my attention will be grabbed by something else. Is it good to take deep dives and become obsessive with a single person and try to learn as much about them and much from them as you can, then move on? Or is it better to be taking in information from multiple sources at a time, all the time? I don't know. It's just a rhetorical question. I don't know. It's just a question I have. I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinion, anyone's opinion. Yeah, I think it started out with music for me when I first started to, I don't even know if it was music that started that. I think, as a kid, I was into drawing. Drawing was like my jam, and I would go to Michael's, the store, and I would find how to draw cartoons, and it would be a certain style of cartoon. And for a while, that was the book. And that was the type of cartoon I was trying to learn how to draw, and I was emulating. Then I'd get another book, how to draw realistic faces, right? And so I think my whole life, I've done things this way. I become obsessive with a certain way of creating or learning about something, and I try and emulate it. I try to learn as much as I can from it. I try to figure it out. That's part of my personality type, Enneagram 5, what's up? And then I move on to to another thing. And it might not even be like one type of cartoon and then faces. It might be how to draw one type of cartoon and then how to make videos and then how to market and then how to fix up a bike, right? Like this is what's happening in my life, and I don't know if that's the best thing. I do know that I become too obsessive. The only thing that mattered to me when I was fixing up that old bike was fixing up that old bike. When I wasn't fixing it up physically, I was researching how. I was looking for parts that I needed online. I was thinking about how I was going to attempt to spray paint the body or remove the paint. I was watching videos of other people doing it just because I was interested, and I think that is the biggest issue that I have. So I got to figure that out. I need to learn how to be content and not so obsessed with one thing at a time. But that being said, like with music, I got into Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was all I cared about. I cared about the artists around him as well, but only him mostly. How do I be Jack Johnson? Then came the Avett Brothers. How do I be the Avett Brothers, right? But with my own flair. And I don't know. Let's keep moving. I don't know what this next one says, but it starts with, it might hurt me in saying this. I'm just going to read it. Might hurt me in saying this, but I don't know how much I want to do sponsorships. You as the audience hold a certain level of trust by subscribing to my content, and if all I do is spam you with products and services offered by other people that you aren't signing up for, that ruins the trust. Yeah, it's good to get paid for your work, but it's easier to get paid for the work that you're promising rather than making money by selling the attention of your audience to products and services that aren't yours. Yeah, and I think this is the main question that I think a lot of content creators have is, you all have given me your trust. You say you want to hear what I'm making content-wise, and then if I take that time from you to show you this lamp and talk about it for 5 minutes, that trust isn't there. Like, I'm just a walking billboard at that point. So where's the balance? A lot of YouTubers will say, well, I only do sponsorships with products that I enjoy, right? Whatever. And that's fine. I just think it's also easy as a content creator, young, and what I mean by like a novice content creator, to say like, hey, this hand sanitizer looks cool to me right now. Yeah, I'll tell you all about it. And in a week, like, I don't really care about that hand sanitizer. I did at the time. Maybe it was because I actually cared about it, or maybe it was because of the opportunity, potential money that I could make by being interested in it, that made me interested in it. So I don't know. That's, I guess, always the question. And I want to keep building that trust. I don't want it to just be a walking billboard. I mean, that has to get boring as a content creator too, just talking about other stuff all the time that you may or may not care about. David, hey bud, I know, thank you for watching, David. I'm gonna text you back. It's stuttering bad. I guess the only question is, I know, but can you hear me okay? Yeah, I know it's stuttering. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. It says, my stream status is excellent. Stream is healthy. So I don't know. I don't know. As long as you guys can hear me. And again, David, if you can't hear me, I'll be re-uploading this. So there's always that too. And I'm recording it, so it's not going to be skippy when I upload it. Yeah, I don't know. We've been going for 40 minutes almost. Let me see how much longer I want to go here. Okay. David says he can hear me fine. Thanks for watching, David, by the way. As long as you can hear me, that's the biggest thing. If it was also choppy audio, I'd probably just stop the live stream and try to figure it out or whatever. But yeah, I'm almost done here anyway. I'll probably go just a little bit longer and then call it. I still have tons of notes, but these are some big ones here. Here's a very important thought I said on one of my walks. Hey, that's all right, David. He says he's at work, so he can't necessarily tune in as well as he'd like. That's all right. For those who are in the same situation as David, I will be re-uploading the recording of this to the channel, and also this will be going on the podcast as well. So all of these get turned into podcast episodes. If you prefer to just listen, that's fine too. I just thought doing these in a stream version would be fun in case there are people who are available right now who want to lend their opinion and I guess be featured in a way in the episode. So yeah, again, I don't like temporary content, so everything I create I want to exist somewhere for people to find for years to come. Hopefully YouTube sticks around. All right, last few points here. Here's a very important thought. I'm an introvert, yep, and I naturally like being alone, and doing things on my own gives me so much energy, like right now by myself, and that's fine. But it's not fine when that breaks into my relationship with my wife, my kid, and those around me. It's selfish and it's not love. It's something I want to set my mind on figuring out the balance between. It's definitely important for my well-being, but I think what's more important is a relationship with God and with others. I'll be able to figure it out. Hopefully I can learn from those who went before me. I'm sure it's been discussed and thought about before, so I'm always interested in balance, and I don't even mean in like a Buddhist Star Wars kind of way. I guess kind of yin and yang, but not on like a religious level. I just think like, yes, I'm an introvert, and I think that I do get a lot of energy, and I'm almost like my most self when I'm alone making things. I get the most energy from that, and I don't know, I guess God made me that way, right? And that's I think that's great. I think it's fine, like I'm made this way. But where it's not okay is if it's all I do. It's if I'm so obsessed with making a bike in my own time that it's all I think about. I can't take my mind off of it. So striking that balance between a healthy amount of being alone and setting that time aside and talking with my wife and friends and family about like, hey, I need this time by myself. And when I'm not in those moments that we agree upon, I am not doing that. Like, I am present, I'm there, I'm with who I need to be with, and working on how much do I really need it and how much am I being selfish and wanting it. Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of this stuff, I feel like I'm just talking like to a therapist. You guys are my therapist. I appreciate you. A couple more. What is the point of all this knowledge and self-help? We're all reading the same books and coming to the same conclusions. Self-improvement is great, but to what end? Jesus, it's all that truly matters. I'm chasing the wrong wisdom. Yeah, so I was doing the dishes. Usually while I do the dishes, I'm consuming like YouTube or a podcast or TV show or something. I put my iPad up on the window while I'm washing the dishes. But I follow a lot of these YouTubers who, I guess I'm one of them in a way, who share what they've learned in life and how they've learned to be patient or more productive or to enjoy traveling or to enjoy being alone, and they're always recommending books, right? This book changed my life. But they're all the same books, right? And I end up reading them, and any knowledge that I'm trying to share from Crushing It by Gary Vee or whatever, Building a Story Brand, I haven't read that one, but anything I learned from that, if I tell you I learned it from it, there's 20 million other people who are making the same video. And it's fine, you know, it's like the idea of like, yeah, but you want to hear my opinion on it, or you want to hear Matt Diavella's opinion on it, or whatever. But I don't know, it just feels like we're kind of just scrambling and searching, and I think it's good to work on self-improvement and bettering ourselves, right? Being a better human, treating others better, working on our careers, sure. But it's like, how much does learning that stuff matter, right? Shouldn't we be living it? Shouldn't we be focusing on the stuff that matters? I don't know. Or like just, I don't know. It's weird. To me, like, I'm a Christian. I'm a terrible Christian. If I look at, what Jesus says matters, it's to love God and to love others. Period. You can be the dumbest person in the world, but you're the wisest person if you love God and you love others. It's like, what is true wisdom here? Those are my opinions and my beliefs, but just so you know, as a viewer, that's what I come back to. So when I'm thinking like how to win friends and influence people, like, I'm sure there's some knowledge I could gain from that, especially in my career and in how I interact with people. And maybe I can love others better by reading a book like that and seeing how you can influence people, but in a good way that works for them or shows them that you love them, whatever. But it's just like, how much of it matters? How much of it matters? I don't know. That's the question for me. And I keep watching it. I enjoy that type of content, and it's one of the traits that Maria says she likes most about me, is that I'm always trying to be better. I'm not just, this is who I am. And the fact that I'm thinking about this stuff and talking about it, like, that's what she likes. But at some point it's like, okay, well, why don't you start doing, right? I don't know. I think that's going to do it. I think that's a good place to stop. Sorry to sort of get all religious at the end. You know what? I'm not sorry. It's my channel. If you don't like it, go find someone else. It's fine. I want to create spaces here on my channels where there's like-minded individuals, or maybe not. I'd love to hear other opinions as well. Bash me for my Christianity. It's fine. You might have good points that I haven't thought about. I might have good points you haven't thought about. So anyway, just a community. That's what we're building. We're having fun. I'm having so much fun, even though my stream sucks and it's super laggy. It's fine. I appreciate you all so very much. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. If you're listening on the podcast, hello, thank you, welcome. Please leave a review and subscribe. If you're watching on the YouTube live channel, thank you. If you're new, subscribe, like it. I'm trying to do these once a week. It's a discussion. Everyone's welcome. Please hop in the chat. We can talk about it. Any ideas you have for me as well? Like, I've thought about what would streaming on Twitch look like, things like that. It's also an option. Yeah. I've got all my main channel, Spencer Scott Pugh. I've got Spencer Scott Pugh Live. I've got Spencer Scott Pugh Vlogs, which I mentioned earlier. I've got Spencer Scott Pugh Music, and Spencer Scott Pugh Gaming, which I don't game as much anymore. But I have some great videos over there if you want to go check them out. So, love you all. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Sorry the live stream was so terrible. But as I've said, I did record it, and I will re-upload with the nice... Still a little laggy, choppy, but way more crispy than the live stream. So appreciate you all. Thank you. And I will see you next time. Peace.